Heatwave Harbor, the location that was the lobby background at the beginning of the season, and where I chose to land 100 times. And by all accounts, this is my best performance in this game, I think, ever. Especially coming off of last video, where I only got 3 wins in 100 games, it felt good to actually have some success. Although last video's reasons for me only getting 3 wins were a lot more complicated than just a skill issue, but I've already talked to death about it, so go watch it if you want to learn more. With the self-promotion out of the way, I landed Heatwave Harbor 100 times, and this is what happened. Unlike in the last drops video, I didn't know the optimal landing spot for the harbor. Though I should have known that the larger buildings to the west would have had more chests. Fighting someone in the particle accelerator when I hit them for so much that it's not worth counting. Unfortunately, they run with the rift to go. He came back and promptly got one shot. Why did he come back? He also had a punk sprite, which I don't think I had at the time. I went to extract the thing, but halfway through the wait, I got third-partied. I had to run to avoid death, but wasn't able to extract the sprite. I ran to activate another extraction site, but, like clockwork, got third-partied again. This time I went for the extraction crate, but for some reason I extracted the water sprite first instead of the punk sprite. Sorry for the interruption, but in a game I played after writing this script, I found out that if you have a sprite in your inventory, it'll be automatically extracted first instead of the sprite that's on your back. I don't figure this out by the end of the video, and only in the next drops video, I actually have documented footage of me noticing it happening. I will say, it was my stupid decision to extract the water sprite, a sprite I already had mastered by the way. But I still think that the extractors are too easy to third party. I came to my senses for game 2 and landed the North Tower. I found a key card and made my way to the Sinister Strip vault, and immediately pulled the burnt peanut for the first time. I just used a portable extractor. I had lost my trust in the regular ones after last game. Then I murdered Jax. That's what you get, you piece of shit. And then I stole his punk sprite. Used the portable extractor, since I still didn't trust the regular ones. 1v1, and I can hear the other player sliding up the mountain, in which I proceed to miss every single shot. But for whatever reason, after I built to block a shot and edited the wall, he just gave up, throwing his burnt peanut at me and just standing there, unarmed. Yeah, you can tell by my camera movements that I was confused. A win in the first 2 games? Didn't it take like 62 games to win last time? Well, anyways, my only question now is, can we get the back-to-back? Well, I did find a gold ghost, so it's a win in my book. Then add on me finding a key card and successfully killing a superhero skin, I was feeling pretty good. Too bad I figured that a legendary assault rifle would work as an assault rifle. I was mistaken. For game 4, I decided to take in my level 4 demon sprite to max it out. I then proceeded to find 0 people in Heatwave. I did find people in the desert by the giant rock, and decided to get into a fight with the guy perched on top of the rock. But as the fight got more intense, the builds we were on got shot down, and I fell to my death. Well, not really, but fall damage should be lethal. Game 5, and I found a gummy punk. Guess what I did? While battling another player, a surface drove up and began a fight that got way too close to killing me. I didn't even get the kill since it was stolen. Being at such low health, I just rifted away. After healing up and being in the top 5, I wanted to gain high ground, so I used an overdrive grenade to give myself a boost up. While 90ing up, however, because of the overdrive effect, I fell off the edge and died. Well, obviously that's not true, but shortly after I just left the game, wanting to protest over this change, which I doubt will do anything. Returning to the North Tower for the first time since Game 2, and I actually landed at the top of the building, leaving Heatwave with the sliders, and I learned how busted the burst rifle is with the sliders bullet time. Unfortunately, I missed too many shots in my next fight and died for it. Big fight south of the giant rock, where I'm going to take this time to talk about my issues with this season's loot pool. Even after 2 major updates, this season's loot pool is still extremely polarizing. Every category of weapon only has like one option that I actually like, and the other two are terrible. For example, the assault rifles. The Warforge is straight ass, and the Chaos Exploder is too clunky after its fire rate decrease at the start of the season, leaving only the Burst, which, to be fair, is really good. But my issues come in if I cannot find the Burst, I'm stuck with the other two, which I straight up hate using. To quickly bring up the other weapon classes, the Striker Pump is the only shotgun I've liked, with the other two being terrible, at least at the time. And the Flex SMG is better than the Stinger. The only two weapon classes that I can actually use any weapon from are the pistols and snipers. So with the loot pool being this polarizing, if I am unable to find one of two loadouts in a game, I will not likely be having fun that game. And if I can find that loadout that I really like, I actually have a lot of fun this season. After the fight had concluded, I found a max level gold ghost and very quickly extracted it. In a 1v1, I am spotted and sniped at by the only other player in the game. I built up to get a good vantage point close to zone, but slid off the ledge when I went to crouch. Have I ever said how much I hated the sliders? The other guy pushes from above, where I slide away to relocate. As the fight progresses, we begin trading missed pump shots, which ends with both of us hitting one pump shot, but only mine was lethal. Nothing happens until I glide into Battlewood, where I find a gummy water, but I was followed with someone with the Mythic Maven, and my Striker Pump decides not to deal any damage today. Although he did get punished for waiting for the self-revive to finish. Top 3 situation. I'm hiding in a bush, waiting till I can rotate to zone, when I get shot from behind, losing 70% of my health. With Storm creeping up and no quick healing items, I was quickly killed while trying to relocate. I was so genuinely pissed off that I checked replay mode immediately after, and they could see my ghost sprite through the bush. With an elimination on Travis Scott, I found a level 4 gold earth that he had been leveling up. I managed to max it out in Sunken Shores of all places, and used the portal extractor to get it out. I guess I still didn't trust the regular extractors at this point. Much later into the game, I'm chilling near the next zone when I'm approached. Instead of playing it quiet, I immediately run up to him and only hit him for 47 with my pump, and don't have a good spray weapon. Although the burst did work better than expected. Some guy tried to use a portable extractor, which I stopped and secured me my first ever Galaxy Sprite. It was not without competition to get it extracted. Never mind. Top 3 situation. Never mind. In a 1v1, I attempted to shoot down the other player, but they dropped down ahead of me. We kept moving to zone. The other guy keeps the high ground, but for whatever reason decides to jump off his structure, giving me the high ground, which I immediately give up by jumping off the platform and shotgun pistol spraying them until their death, which left me on 8 health. I feel like I definitely should have lost that, but either way, this win does give me my 3rd win of the video, and we're only 11 games in. I brought in the level 4 king from last game to hopefully max it out, which I do in a very boring manner since no one landed Heatwave. Storm never closed in on me, and I was able to extract the sprite. Much later into the game, I am waiting in a bush as I hear a sniper duel between the 2 other players. As the storm circle closes, I'm on the receiving end of a max zone pull. As the storm started closing, my dumbass thought I could out-heal it and keep a low profile. Unfortunately, I was immediately lit up and unable to out-heal the storm from there. That's just poor RNG and me not keeping a low profile. I never ended up finding a pump and was put up against this. Honestly, not much I could do there. Top of the south tower, and I hit multiple Maven shots, and despite him never hitting a pump shot, his AoE weapon managed to kill me all on its own, while my burst rifle doesn't hit a single shot. Chase through the 0 point, and I lose half my health to fall damage. Doesn't help that my shotgun only dealt 50 damage. God, this shotgun meta sucks. So am I the only one who's dealt with the freefall mechanic not allowing me to mantle? I decided, since I only had a gray pump, that I would try the Mythic Maven. I mean, what could go wrong? Not much, actually. This shotgun actually hits, like a shotgun. and I will stand by that, since his pump couldn't even put me down when I had only 90 health. Fighting in Heatwave when I get my kill stolen, and then pushed and killed immediately after. Killed in the top 5. Nothing else happens this game. Attempted to take someone's wall, but they pushed out. Both for shotguns dealt good damage, but they got their shot off first. So why does my shotgun only function like a shotgun in situations like this? In my notes, it says, game refused to give me anything else besides the Breacher shotgun. My least favorite. Well, that's ironic, because as of writing this, the Breacher shotgun is my favorite, although I don't blame my past self, since this was before the Reacher's buff. Third party kills me outside the North Tower, fight with a Chaos Agent in Sinister. Storm crept up on us as more players arrived at third party in the fight. Since I was at no health with no mobility, I didn't last much longer. Apparently the game before this I won using the Breacher shotgun. Honestly, I don't know why I decided to land Heatwave right after getting a win. Typically, I try to avoid having a crown from a game I can't include. Honestly, nothing much happens in this game anyways, other than this funny interaction with this water sprite. God, the sprites are so fucking cute. Oh, I guess I should probably show how I died. No health, basically no heals in a 1v1. Honestly, I'm not surprised I didn't win that. Missed dropping Heatwave since I was taking notes, so I decided to land the Quackaway. No, I'm not joking, that's its actual name. I then got wallbanged by Midas. Oh wait, that's not in this game. That's what that's called, right? Yeah, okay. It's called a wallbang. It could have meant something so much worse. Missed Heatwave again. Yeah, I was taking notes. The queue times are fast when you don't want them to be. Still landed there. Surprisingly, no one else landed there. No one that wasn't a bot. Took the Mythic Reacher from Skeletor. I guess that win with the thing really changed my mind on it. Headshot snipe. Wouldn't be that crazy, but they had a level 4 Galaxy 0 point, which, at this point, was the rarest sprite in the game. In the vault that I didn't open, I was jump scared by their pump shot, which altered my hand position 1 key to the right. An unfortunate way to go, but I got a Galaxy 0 point, so I couldn't care less. In this upcoming clip, my initial read of the situation was so goddamn wrong that I feel it's necessary to correct it. So, my past self made the claim that the pump was better in this clip because despite hitting 2 of my 3 shots, it dealt less damage than the other player's 1. Then I claimed that the reason I died was that the reload was too long and I got shot for it. And I was so full of shit back then. The first shot was very far for a shotgun, so 40 damage is more than enough. Then that third shot, I have no idea how that did 60 damage. Seriously, my crosshair was barely on her. And that claim that the reload got me killed is bullshit, since she was getting shot at by another player that she aggravated. Plus, I was at low health, and Storm was closing in. So what I should have done was shockwave to zone instead of staying to fight. I don't normally want to correct my past self. It's almost like character development that I don't want to interrupt. But with this example, my initial read of the situation was so damn wrong that I felt it was necessary to correct myself in this moment. Fighting Sasuke when I get third-partied by a fish. And despite, again, getting third-partied, they took way too long to kill me. I guess it shows how terrible the Maven really is. Also, how awful my aim is. Fight with a Catwoman on a zipline, where several things go wrong that make no sense to me, even now. 1, why didn't I dismount off the zipline? The reason I stayed on the zipline was that I thought I would have been automatically dismounted for reaching the end, and would have slid across the platform to disorient them. But instead, I was abruptly stopped and sat there as a big target. And 2, apparently lethal fall damage is still a thing when you're knocked. I guess it really doesn't matter since you'd be sent to 1 health and immediately die, but at least keep it consistent. Or just bring back lethal fall damage altogether. 4 players remaining, and I'm getting jumped by the entire lobby, including Storm. But somehow managed to escape, then boxed up and healed. Afterwards I fought against a Miku, where the shotgun decided to actually hit hard for once, With that kill, it set me up with enough heals to reach full health once again, going into a 1v1. While rotating to Battle Woods, I was found by the other player in the match. This fight proceeded to last 2 to 3 minutes as we lost track of one another as the zone pulled through Battle Woods, all culminating in one final struggle at the side of the hill north of Battle Woods. He ran up the hill first, getting high ground on me, and since I had no mobility to close the distance, I had to rely entirely on my builds. I successfully closed the gap and hit the cleanest headshot ever, which only deals 109. So even when this thing is giving me the win, I'm still disappointed. Oh, and that body shot that ends the game deals 3 off from a nearly perfect headshot. Why is the striker pump like this? I guess I'll take the Reacher. And I've just been reminded why I don't take this thing. I landed the Quack away again. This is definitely the best place for leveling up sprites. It has a high number of chests for an unnamed location. It's very secluded and on the edge of the map, so no one lands there, with an extraction site right next to it. Also secluded and on the edge of the map, meaning no one is likely to try and contest you. Top 3, I'm dealt a max zone pull and forced to fight both of the incredibly sweaty players. While I am knocked, I shockwaved both of us away, so maybe I can get off the self-revive. Or the third player will be right there and thirsting me. This item is so shit. With that free Silver Surfer wrap, I can finally do a fully chrome design without it looking odd. Though it would be nice if we could use the chrome pickaxe that fully envelops their hand. And why is it only locked to bites? This player has the same idea, so let us use it with any skin. It wouldn't be that hard, just make the pickaxe, when equipped, shrink the size of the hand so there isn't any clipping. Heck, you let anyone use his gliders, so why not the pickaxe? Anyways, I was going to rant about how this player saw me because of the red crosshair glow on controller, but I had gotten over this clip and I already ranted about the bites pickaxe exclusivity, and I don't want this game to be any longer than it needs to be. Game 33, and we're finally at the point where I see something related to finding the Mythic Striker Pump. When I saw that, I initially thought there was a rare chance of the box spawning and that it would disappear after a certain amount of time, and you just had to interact with it, and that's how you get the Mythic Pump. Yeah, I didn't want to look it up and find it out on my own. But honestly, I really should have. I never would have found the duck race if I didn't. Also, yes, I do eventually figure it out, but that's not for another, like, 20 games. Also, guy with an auto-aiming turret gained high ground over us. I tried to push, but due to my low health, I died. I just hope that the turret loser lost. Far drop Heatwave. Just so I don't have to bring it up, every game I played beyond this point, I always checked on the box up until I learned about the duck race, so I'll bring this back up when that game comes. Broke into the player's box with my SMG and hit an amazing pump shot, but had no ammo to finish him off. Got the Galaxy King from game 11 to max level and extracted it, then died to someone who doesn't know what a shower is. Extracted the max level Galaxy 0 point at the updated field, also this is during the Gone Wild summer event, then got into a fight later on which resulted in my death. My duo stayed alive, but was jumped by the Chun-Li that killed me. Back to solos, still dying all the same. Found a keycard and barricaded myself in the vault, which has a new layout. Honestly, a better one. Top 3 and I'm trapped in the particle accelerator tunnel. I made a plan to throw the turret down in hopes that he would follow me. He didn't. I just cut my losses and used the hideout, official name by the way, to hopefully get the drop on them, but it didn't work out. Probably should have just stayed hidden. Altered my landing strat for investigation purposes, but got shot and didn't have any mats to save myself. Biblically accurate Harlow. This is the first time I saw the stink rifle this season. However, I didn't know if it actually was the stink rifle or just gas grenades. I joined the fight as we crossed the river, and with the constant hunting rifle shots and stink clouds, I knew the stink rifle was back. In a 1v1, the two of us were missing all of our shotgun shots, and the storm closed in on us. I barely was able to get out of storm, and with a single pump shot, ended the game right then and there. Now I'm wondering, how did they get this awful weapon? Went to extract my lax little demon, but ran into a really good player. Not impossible, but definitely a challenge. The game also never gave me a pump or even a reacher, which at this point had been buffed, although I didn't know about that. Nonetheless, I put up an excellent fight despite only having a Maven, but still died all the same. Trying to break into someone's builds and successfully do, and despite pickaxing them and accidentally eating a full health restore ice cream, they still died, which gave me a self-revive. Watching me leave behind the Breacher shotgun in this clip just hurts. Got into another fight in Frosted Flats, but my health was shredded by the chaos and I'm knocked and unable to self-res. This is when I learned that the self-revive bug that doesn't allow you to self-revive is still in the game, and hasn't been patched after 3 seasons. My second kill after the Breacher had been buffed. The first kill looks like how it did before it was buffed, if you're wondering. But despite it being buffed, I still lost. Also, could we bring back the 2-second revive from the first 2 acts of Showdown? With a level 4 gold king on my back, I chose to land the Quackaway. Yes, that name is still funny to me. But Storm closed in too quickly, and I had to move before I could max it out. With 15 players remaining, no POI in sight, and a small zone, I just said fuck it and extracted him out before I lost it. Although I definitely didn't have to. 5 players remaining, and I watched an extraction site fly into the sky. Anticipating that I'd get into a fight, I stayed low and went for the first shots, but I got shot in the back. Tried to run before realizing the guy was still there, and the 2 were sandwiching me. With no mobility, I just waited for Storm to hopefully cover my tracks. As I reached Wonky Land, I watched as it became a 1v1v1 and then immediately a 1v1. The last player was just standing over a pile of loot, so I headshot them with my hunting rifle. I ran over and, as they rezzed, I finished them off with the Breacher shotgun, allowing me to do something that Luke the Notable never could and get a win with Hazard Agent. Can we get the back-to-back? Hot drop Heatwave, and why is this glider so damn loud? I guess it wasn't a hot drop, since I ran into no one up until these 2 snipes outside the particle accelerator. 3 players remaining, and I heard the shine from another player's crown, so I fire a flare in their direction. It pings this frozen dummy, whom I swiftly eradicate with the Ranger pistol. With Storm approaching, I begin to move, but I'm almost immediately shot. I block their shots, heal, then fire a flare to hopefully see where they are. Rinse and repeat this until the other player catches up and goes for the shotgun and misses. He blocks my shot, and then builds up into the canopy of the trees, where he seemingly gets lost and dies to Storm, giving me the first back-to-back wins in 100 drops. But can we get the back-to-back-to-back? 1v1, final circle, and I'm fighting someone with no shield that I just tagged for 35 damage. He builds up, and with no good ranged spray weapon, I just have to play it cool. Or go for a hunting rifle trick shots. That works too. I shockwave to give myself some distance, but as I turned to hunting rifle them, they died to Storm, giving me back-to-back-to-back wins through people dying to Storm. I don't know how I feel about that. But can we get the back-to-back-to-back-to-back? No, let's not be greedy here. Although second place, not bad. Also, if you didn't notice from last game, I had the Mythic Pump only available through the Duck Race. So yeah, I just looked it up. 1v1 and I had to slide through a 10-tick Storm, and then was owned by some extremely good aim, and then the self-revive glitch to top it all off. Once again, how has this glitch not been fixed after 3 fucking seasons? As you can see in my loadout, I went for the Duck Race again and found the Vault keycard. Also, this player was a piece of shit. Won't join the dance and only wants to kill me even though the extraction site is called friendly. Honestly, people like this are why the sprite mechanic falls flat in my eyes. There's still the occasional chill player, I actually found one that you'll see later on in this video, but majority of the time it's people like this, and it ruins the mechanic for me. Moving on from them, 1v1 final circle, and I'm up in a tower when I see them healing, so I use the hunting rifle and knock them. They go down the zip line and I follow them, ending the game with my Mythic Pump. I think these last 6 games have single-handedly been the best I've ever performed in this game, and then that streak ends here, and an off-drop death to really hammer that in. Attacked someone who was fishing in their box, but it turns out they were this game's sweat. Is it just me, or does it seem like the last few games have been more sweaty? Like, compared to the people I was fighting during the 3 wins in a row to this guy, I see a distinct difference, and I'm not sure what changed. I didn't record game 54. Okay, maybe the game didn't get harder, I just got worse. Yeah, no, these players are definitely better than before. Dear God, what am I doing? Yeah, I think I need to take a break at this point. We finally got the Absolute Doom Battle Pass back in the store, and I honestly do have an issue with it, despite how good they implemented it. But I'll go further into detail about that later. Much later. But for now, I'm getting headshot sniped because I left myself far too open. I think I said fair enough, but I'm not sure. Now here's some development. I really hesitated and then ultimately chose the Reacher over the Striker, despite them being the same rarity. And seemingly chose wisely I did. What? Why did I write it as if I'm Yoda? And it seems I chose wisely because not much longer, the Reacher proves its worth. I then went AFK, surprisingly coming back to not being in Storm. You wanna see how badly the overdrive effect fucks up my aim? Only after the effect wore off, by the way. I then went AFK again. I don't know, I guess I was busy that day. Returning from being AFK again, I was in the top 3 and getting shot at by the worst weapon in the game. At this point in the game, I legit said to myself, this thing is cancerous to fight. If only I had split audio so that I could record my reaction, but I do not. And at this point, had enough and said, fuck it. If only I had split audio. Honestly, I'm still surprised I won that. After the previous game and the many moments where I couldn't capture my voice, I decided I was actually going to learn how to implement split audio into all of my future recordings, starting with game 60. Oh god. Roll off. Damn it. Deep in zone with the galaxy water on my back when I hear him hooting beside me. I prepare for a fight. This player base does not give me any hope. But to my surprise, he was peaceful. I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely thought he had a gummy grin, but looking back at it now, it was just a gummy aura. It also occurred to me that the reason he was so peaceful is because he legit had 6 sprites in his inventory, which is insane since he's so far in Storm. No, seriously, look at this shit. I'm surprised I got out alive. I even got the Storm Sickness warning. Unfortunately for this game's community, I also ran into one of those little shits who go out of their way to attack someone who's activating the extraction sites. That's in Storm, by the way, just to get a kill and not even use the extractor. So even when I find someone nice, the game has to give me someone like this immediately after. In the end, I missed my only hope to win because I'm unable to play this game at the same skill level. Outside the particle accelerator, and I'm shot before I even land. As the fight progressed, we got third-partied, but I wasn't the guy who got shot. I made my way to the top of the builds where the other guy sends me to 1 HP, and at this point, I'm just gonna stop talking and let the rest of this clip play out. Holy shit! Well, honestly, I just got incredibly lucky. Those players definitely should have killed me. And now the skill-based matchmaking will be all out of whack because of that clutch. Yep, player better than me before I even left Heatwave. Why did shit like this happen? I was clearly behind him, so how the fuck did he hit me? Scrolled too far and died for it. Huh, 66th place. Ironic. Scrolled too far again. I didn't mean to use the hunting rifle if you need evidence. Why is this an issue I'm having, and why now? Trying out an entirely different scroll sensitivity. Unfortunately, I don't get to test it because I'm unable to get put into lobbies of my skill level. I just didn't even have enough weapons to test it. Don't get to test it in this game either, despite killing 4 players. I only ever needed a single weapon to kill each of them. And here's that last kill since I didn't have enough time to, put it in. If they're gonna keep bots in, at least let us test out different control settings with them. And then the game puts me up against someone significantly better than me after dying off spawn because I didn't have a shotgun and the other guy did. Also, self-revive glitch. I guess. I don't know why that wasn't in my notes. And then another example of wallbanging being in this game, even though it isn't. How is this game this broken? Dead to someone significantly better than me for the 9,000th time. I said in my notes that this was because of the SPMM glitch from the last 100 drops, but I think that was because of the time that I was playing. Oh, would you look at that? I play the game at a different time, and suddenly the people are nowhere near as good at the game. I still died, but that was because I made a bad decision, and not that I was playing against someone miles better at the game than me. Oh, also, I didn't know where to put this in. I just wanted to show this hunting rifle shot. After being killed by someone who didn't even use the extractor that I called, I went on a nearly 20-minute long rant on why I hated the extractors and this mechanic. I am not joking. It was a 19-minute long rant on how I think the extractors are flawed and the community's part in it. 1v1, final circle, and the two of us are in the midst of combat. I hit a good pump shot, but he also brings my health to critical. I boxed up underneath him to pop a singular mini, then shockwave to zone. They stayed in Storm attempting to kill me. Because of how aggressive Storm was, their decision to stay in Storm became fatal and they were knocked. They were able to self-res since I had no way of pushing them, but I didn't have to, because their health wasn't high enough to survive and they were lost to Storm. I know this clip doesn't seem like much, and they were just a bot, but here's a clip of the Flex SMG doing better at range than the Warforged ever has. Got the Demon Sprite to level 4 for like the 5th time at this point, and the game actually gives me a safe extract. I was actually able to use this thing to extract the level 4 demon, since I'd gotten it to level 4 like 5 times, as I said. Also, I hate how this community also found a way to grief these things because, of course we did. Found a Galaxy Fire, then waited till Storm closed in to use it since it's safer for some reason. Although I did get sniped, I will admit I left myself far too open. Duo's game, I landed my traditional spot, a little low but the same building, and my friend hit the south tower. Joining a fight outside Battlewood. While rotating to zone, we got separated. I went down, he went up. He wasn't immediately finished and began rolling back towards me. I ran into Storm to try and carry him out, but because my ping button and my pickup button were the same, I opened my comms menu and got shot almost immediately. I'm not sure why the menu opened. Typically you have to hold the button to open the menu, but I only pressed it. I still would have died, it just found it odd. Back to solos, and I'm in Sinister Strip going to save John Wick's dog, but was attacked by another dog. 2 shotgun shots and half an SMG mag later, and the dog has been put down. Another fight broke out shortly after. Just note, because of what happened last game, I swapped my ping key, which was previously F to Q, since that's what it was in the game Helldivers 2. But because my build key was Q, I swapped it with middle mouse, the original ping button. So a lot of my building gameplay is all fucked up because my muscle memory's in the shitter right now. This resulted in the game ending with my execution. Found a Galaxy Fire, but on my way to extract it, I was attacked and promptly killed. Very long, drawn-out fight in the east side of Heatwave, which resulted in me losing since I cannot aim for shit. Found the Gummy Demon and went to extract it, but the zone pulled away from the soccer field extractor. But despite fishing and searching multiple chests, I found no white heals. I just extracted the spray and danced to my death. In the late game for once, but my game is swiftly ended by someone who shock rocks directly onto me and killed me before I could react. Cool how this item can allow someone to travel a frankly insane amount of distance while also having no audio to warn the person being jumped on, especially after they nerfed the visual sound effects setting. Black Gwenpool style, something I didn't have. I looked it up after this game, but I'll just put it here for consistency's sake. Because the style was a quest reward, I understand why they didn't bring it back, but something else I learned was that there was a school style for Gwen that was a part of the base battle pass, and we didn't get it either. I think anything that's in the base 100 level battle pass is fair game to come back, and I understand leaving out any bonus styles, quest rewards, and super styles since they're literally called bonuses for a reason. But the school style for Gwen is on the second page and a part of the base battle pass, so why didn't we get that? And going by this logic, will players not get the Samurai Baymax when he returns? Or how about Sub-Zero's B-Han outfit? Or the UNSC Spartan's red coloration? Or the White Ranger? Or any other secondary style for any other skin in these battle passes? And here's the funny part. I would never use the school design for Gwenpool. Okay, so that's a lie. If the glasses could be removed, I definitely would. But the fact we aren't given the option at all means some other Battle Pass skins may not get the same treatment. So this game is an interesting one. Since it is a part of my video, Fortnite in the Summer featuring Ultra Kill, great game by the way, I accidentally deleted the raw footage for this video and was unable to see how it actually went down. So all the footage I have is of us just doing the duck race, and then leaving with a rift that I used to abduct my friend, but we don't talk about that. I guess it's lost media what placement we got. Back to solos, and yes, I did buy the Catwoman skin, but you don't get to see anything because of the cape. Oh. By the way, I'm playing up the Gooner aspect of these skins since I don't believe there is one. These skins are just girls in swimwear during a summer event, which makes me question, what's the problem? I guess maybe the Whiplash? Yeah, probably the Whiplash. I still think Poison Ivy's design is a little much for a game that had a lot of censorship in the last 8 years. But the other two are a good evolution of the previous skins that already pushed the limits, so honestly, they probably should have waited a little bit to release something like the Poison Ivy skin to give us time to adjust. I know this is an odd segment to add to a video of this style, but it really does bother me how many people in this community saw these skins and just went Gooner bait when it's literally just swimwear during a summer event. Moving on from that segment, I got an air sprite to max level. Oh, also, this piece of shit for trying to shock me out of the safe extract. I use their car as defense, and as the crate lands, I hop out and extract my air sprite. Also grabbing the gummy demon that I left under a cone. I then stole their ride. I hope they don't mind. I guess as karma, I ended up getting a Galaxy 7, which then clips into the back rooms, because that can just happen sometimes. Oh yeah, I never got that sprite back, by the way. 1v1 and the other guy shock rocks over to me, and I fumble with my builds. I swap back to Q being the build key during Fortnite in the Summer featuring Ultra Kill. Great game, but so that isn't the problem. Unfortunately for me, Storm closed in quickly. I had to go up a mountain, and my muscle memory for building was fucked. The game also decided not to drop a single piece of mobility in the last 1/8 of the game, so I was lost to Storm. Whatever they did in the Batman update also affected the drop rate for mobility, since it is currently non-existent. Oh, would you look at that? I'm wearing the cape again. Suck it, Gooners. Oh, would you look at that? I'm dead. Doing the duck race again. Unfortunately, I was killed by some random sweat. Me waiting for Storm to close, since welcome to this mechanic and its shitty implementation. Oh, would you look at that? A mechanic added to screw over people doing the only way to safely extract their sprites because these extraction sprites are too risky otherwise. And don't you worry, I have plenty of other things to say with the Battle Pass extraction gimmick. I extracted the sprite and made my way to the bus, but expended all my ability to do so, and because I was unprepared for the 5-person clusterfuck of a fight that was bound to unfold, I didn't survive. I hate the battle bus extraction, and it's not so much the mechanic, but its implementation. Because it removes the one aspect of Battle Royale that everyone likes, the last man standing, it turns the game into an extraction shooter. The mechanic shouldn't replace the regular Victory Royale, it should be an extra way to win, not replace the way to win. Heck, if they wanted to go all out with this idea to balance it more, make it spawn earlier with a lower timer, then if people want to risk going for it, they can, but the fight will be more chaotic and therefore more risky. Or keep it how it is, but still have the regular last man standing way to win, so that you aren't pressured into getting the situations with 0 ways to win, which is very common with this mechanic. All I want is for the bus to not be the only way to win, so you don't have to deal with the bullshit strategies to win that don't exist with traditional Victory Royales. In zero builds once again, I guess I felt like last game's players were miles better than me at the game. Really, that's like the only reason I could think that I would return to zero builds. And this is why I hate zero builds. Players like these and this goddamn turret. I was at full health, by the way. 100 health. Gone. With the guy not needing to aim at all, because that's fair. Wow, suddenly, after he's no longer has the free damage pressuring me, he just tries to run and doesn't even put up a fight. Getting into another fight when I eliminate both of them, but as I'm shooting, I do not hear or notice the other guy walking up beside me, and despite having multiple health boosts with the boss sprite and an extra 50 health from the overshield, I could not react before I died. How did they think it was a good idea to nerf the visual sound effects? Which felt borderline necessary because the audio in this game is, to put it lightly, dog shit. And here's another thing. Where would I have gone if I could have reacted? There's not a single piece of cover in this flat, open area that I could have hid behind to block their shots, so I probably would have ended up dead anyways. And there's more reasons why I hate zero builds. We're in the last 10 games, let's make them count. And that's how you make it count right there, ladies and gentlemen. A victory royale in the first game in the final 10. The only way I could top that is to get back-to-back wins. Too bad that ain't happening since playtesting is overrated. Hurry up already? Wow, and that's bugged. Speaking of bugged, apparently Midas's Golden Touch works on the sprites. How did Epic fuck this one up? All Epic needed to do was not give the sprites the code to be wrapped like weapons are. Heck, Midas doesn't turn things like minis gold, so give the sprites the same flag that minis have when interacting with his Golden Touch. Oh, by the way, this upcoming sniper shot is the only sniper shot I actually fired in this game. And it wasn't for a lack of trying, too. I just didn't find any heavy ammo until this double kill in Frosted Flats. And afterwards, I never hit a clean shot on anyone before I was ultimately eliminated. What is causing that? The bus extraction? No, it happened 2 games ago when I won, so I don't know how a feature that never activated could be interacting with it in this way. Wow, that is starting to get really annoying. Speaking of annoying, I really need to find a better segue. God, that is annoying. It honestly hurts my rating on this skin a lot. Top 3 situation, and I caught a Catwoman lacking with the best shotgun this season. They began running, and I gave chase, when the game reveals that we are now fighting for the battle bus, with 3 players remaining. Never mind, we're fighting for the bus in a 1v1. The Catwoman from before was the one to survive and was running for the bus, and I hit the sniper shot that seals her fate. And with a single shot of my reacher, it puts the cat down. And once I finish them, it ends the game right then and there. Or so I thought. Oh, also their max level Batman sprite gets back rooms, just like the Galaxy 7 from a couple games back. And yes, the sprite was gone. I checked both under the bus and under the bridge. Nothing. Also, for whatever reason, even if you are the last player in the lobby, you still have to wait for the bus to take off. I guess this shows how committed they are to having this mechanic replace the Victory Royale when it happens. Even when I win using this feature, I still hate it. In a 1v1, I've been fighting this guy for nearly 3 minutes. He grapples ahead of me, but with 2 clean shotgun shots, I quickly end whatever they had planned. And with their execution, I secure what is likely my second ever back-to-back Victory Royale. Although the game really doesn't want to show it, and now it's time for the game to put me in lobbies I have no business being in because I won twice in a row. Honestly, not really. They're not building like it's their professional job and whiffing most of their shots. The only problem is, I'm also whiffing all of my shots. And of course, because we can't have a single update without some bug that makes me hate this game. Well, seeing how I clearly cannot aim for shit, let's see what this game puts me with. Perfect aim and a frame-perfect swap to the SMG to finish me off before I could even fire my weapon. Because that seems balanced. Remember the bullshit strategies I mentioned at the end of Drop 89? Well, here's a good example. So fuck both of you, Christmas Tree and Discount M&M. And to the girl in the pajamas? Honestly, I'm glad you won. You're actually pretty chill. Final drop, and I'm setting this video off with the duck race. That I didn't end up seeing the end of since I went to attack the guy fighting the boss, but he had the Maven, which for some reason works better and more consistently as a shotgun than the striker pump. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This is one of my best performances in this game over the course of 100 games. I think ever. I got 2 separate instances of back-to-back wins. My first ever time getting a back-to-back-to-back win ever, and got a total of 14 wins, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in the last 100 drops, I got 3 wins. Sure, in that video I was dealing with a glitch that made my lobbies like twice as hard as they needed to be, but put it at face value, that is a massive improvement. Anyways, Heatwave Harbor is definitely going down as one of my favorite locations in Fortnite history, just for how successful it led me to be in this video. And with all that out of the way, thank you for watching, and I hope you return to the next one. Peace.